Hello Airfix fans and welcome back to a very festive episode of Flight Tech. My name's Nathan and I'll be your captain on this journey. Let's take a look at what's coming up in this month's episode. We take a look at a King Tiger tank, the HMS Victory Vintage Classic Kit, we build a Christmas Spitfire, and we take a look at your images. I'm Nathan, we're Airfix, and welcome to Flight Tech. The ultimate development of German tank technology during World War II, the Tiger II, or King Tiger, was a 68-ton beast which introduced the latest development of the feared 88mm anti-tank gun, which is capable of knocking out any Allied tanks at range approaching 3 kilometres. First used during the Battle of Normandy in the days following the Allied D-Day landings, the cost and complexity of these massive tanks dictated that only 489 would eventually be produced, with the price of each King Tiger equating to an equivalent cost of 9 American Sherman tanks. As you can imagine, a tank of the King Tiger's size would have stood out in the background of snow. Thus, a winter camouflage had to be implemented in the colder conditions. The obvious solution would be to paint the tank white. However, it wasn't always that simple. A scheme such as the one seen here would be rendered ineffective come spring, and the paint would have to be stripped and a new seasonal camouflage applied. A compromise had to be made between a paint that was easy to wash off, but would also stick to the tank in harsh weather conditions. Now let's head over to Mike, who's going to be building a Christmas Spitfire. Mike is going to be building a candy cane style Spitfire with a Christmas tree base. You might have already seen on our social medias his last build, Santa's Spitfire. Perhaps this is a little too late for Christmas this year, but our starter sets are a great gift all year round. The pre-coloured plastic makes it perfect for a beginner. Less smaller parts and less interior detail mean it's even easier for a young modeller too. Perhaps your son or your daughter are reaching that age where you want to give them the same Airfix bug you caught when you were younger. Or maybe your parents or grandparents often reminisce about plastic modelling and want an easy reintroduction into the modelling world. If that's the case, perhaps an Airfix starter set would be a perfect gift for them. Now Mike is using Humbrol sprays for this part. Firstly, he's laying down a base coat in white. He then masks off any areas he wants to keep white for his candy cane stripes. Now he's put down the layer of red and it's starting to take shape. Mike is now going to apply a layer of green paint to the stand. He's also found these little presents to go underneath. A fantastic build from Mike, and if you want to see more of his builds, follow him on his Instagram at MikeC_models. And that's Mike's Christmas Spitfire. What do you think? If you made a Christmas Spitfire, what would your design be? A true vintage classic. This 1:180th scale HMS Victory set is made up of 353 pieces and was first released in 1965. Launched on the 7th of May 1765, HMS Victory gained its fame by becoming Admiral Nelson's flagship during the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. The victory at this battle ended Napoleon's bid for mastery of the sea, but cost Admiral Nelson his life. She had previously taken part in many major actions against Spanish and French fleets, and is now the oldest serving Royal Naval ship still in service, being the flagship of Portsmouth Command. After being restored to the same condition and appearance as she was at Trafalgar, she can now be seen in all her glory at her home in Portsmouth by visitors from all over the world. Now let's take a look at some of your images. That's all we have time for in this festive episode of Flight Tech. Of course, next time I speak to you will be in the new year, and a new year means a new product range for Airfix, and on January the 10th, 2022, our product range will go live, and following that, so will a brand new episode of Flight Tech. Comment down below what you're hoping to see in our 2022 range. From everyone at Airfix, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Nathan, over and out.